AKA Kakana Sailor Man, AKA Debo 3000, AKA Mr. Slap the Shit Out Your Favorite Comedian, AKA Frank Lotion, man. And you're listening to the laughingbarrel.com. And if you ain't fucking with that, man, kill yourself 2 times, goddamn.
Okay, so who is Damien Lemon? I know we see you on the MTV, Got Cold, stuff like that.
Just a black man out here trying to keep a shape up and pay rent. From New York, Brooklyn and Westchester, Brownsville, Brooklyn, Ossining, New York.
Okay.
I'm a comedian. I've been doing it 8 years now. Started 2005. I've always wanted to do comedy for a while, but it just took me a minute to kind of get the nerve up, Mm-hmm. And I've been cranking now for these last 8 years. Mm-hmm. Slowly starting to headline a little bit around the country. Mm-hmm. Working on the act, working on the hour, trying to build my name. Mm-hmm. That's who I am, man.
So I checked out your $50K foot, yes. No insurance. What was the thought? How was the thought process with that? Because I know you really went into detail about that whole story. Was it more of a like look how far I came, or is that something that you think of? How does that go about?
No, this is what the lady that produced. Her name is Jonalyn Holland, mm-hmm. and she does that for a living. Like, she's an audio producer. Like, mm-hmm. I think she works. She used to work on the same radio network as Glenn Beck. Mm-hmm. Not that she got the same political allegiances, I don't know, but she's worked on a premier level so that, if you listen to it, if you listen to the other ones, you see how seamlessly they're put together. Mm-hmm. So she just really wanted to kind of create like a small documentary in the audio form. Mm-hmm. And so she just asked me questions, what got you into comedy, where you from, things like that. Regular interview things, but she added so much color to mm-hmm. it that it became, since it was audio, it was like theater of the mind.
Mm-hmm. So are there any regrets? Because I know you said you wish you had the opportunity to host in college, but you didn't really take those opportunities.
Yeah, I'm done with regretting that. You know what I mean? I did, but you gotta let that shit go. I feel like, yeah, it was I was shook. I was like, God damn, my thing was, growing up, I was always funny. I've been funny since at least 9. You know what I mean? High school, funny. College, funny. Known for being funny. So when the opportunity came to get on stage and test my funny, I kind of backed out. So for a while, I resented that. Regretted that. But now, I feel like I came to it when I was supposed to come to it. You know what I'm saying? I had a life up until then that I could comment on. Like if I started comedy at like 18, 19 years old, who knows where I would have been. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'd have probably had a mean coke habit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe crack. Crack is back too, so maybe I'd have been on that new wave. Niggas is getting retro crack.
Okay, the segue into that, you got Bill Cosby to your right, I believe. How did you feel about him returning, to doing the stand-up thing?
I mean, it's his to do it. I mean, he's a legend. Mm-hmm. So it's not even like he's returning. He's just adding to, his catalog. He's adding to his legacy. He can still do it. Mm-hmm. He can still hold your attention for an hour plus. Okay. So there's always room for that. That's the beauty of comedy. Mm-hmm. That's to that point. That's why I don't regret the fact that I didn't jump on stage at 18. Mm-hmm. Because I said recently, I grew up on Eddie Murphy, right? And Eddie Murphy was like a prodigy. Mm-hmm. He did Delirious at 22. Mm-hmm. And that shit was one of the best, comedy specials in the last 30 years. He did this shit at 22. Mm-hmm. So I kind of approach it like, damn, if I ain't the shit by 22, then it's a wash. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was taking hip-hop thinking to comedy. Mm-hmm. Whereas you got people like George Carlin, you got Rodney Dangerfield, you got Bill Cosby. As long as you relevant and you funny, and people still want to hear what you got to say, you still have a career in comedy.
Okay, so with the comedy thing, how a lot of, you touched on Eddie Murphy, a lot of comedians, how a lot of, top tier comedians tend to gravitate to, film, but you went the TV route. Do you feel like TV is the new thing for comedians to do, or do you feel like film is still prevalent?
No, let's not, listen, they fucked with me, I was out there, listen, whatever opportunity presented itself. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I was this close to doing a chicken commercial. As a matter of fact, I did a Hot Pocket commercial and I did a Doritos Loco commercial. That's in the archives. But dude, it wasn't as if it was a strategic move that I made. It was just it was an opportunity that I was given, and that came to me. So I made the most of that opportunity. I think in comedy, my thing is you want to reach as many people as possible, right? We do comedy in, small comedy clubs or hopefully theaters and arenas if you get that far, but it typically starts in humble spaces, bars and lounges and small clubs where at most you might have 150 people in the room if it's a great night. And you get 15 minutes on that stage in front of 150 people and you hope that you impact in that 15 minutes to the point where hopefully they'll remember you, and if they go Google you and see some of your old clips or Google you and follow you on Twitter or whatever, then that's a win. What TV and film and things that are larger than the stand-up comedy club platform provide is an opportunity to reach more people in one fell swoop. So Guy Code, Amazing Spider-Man, Bunk, and Russell Simmons, The Ruckus, that helped get me out there, helped build my name a little bit more, helped me hopefully draw a little bit more, helped me, pull together an audience a little faster than if I was just doing that shit room by room by room,
So since you touched on that, you said the opportunity was, pretty much, they reached out to you. How did that process even go? Like somebody just call you today, like we're from MTV, or how does that work?
I did, I was on kind of the radar of a few people over there. There's a female over there, Sachi Ezra, and she's been a producer in the comedy world for a while, like produces shows all over. She used to have a show called Hot Soup that she produced, and I did it a bunch of times. And so she was aware of me. So when she got her job over there, she would produce these MTV showcases. And it was a great way where she would use, her already familiarity with what was going on in the comedy scene and bridge the gap between these comedians and these producers and these executives, and they would come to the event and see these people showcase, and if they dug them, opportunity could come about, So I did the MTV showcase, and I had a great set. Shit was fun, and they got back to me. We started having me in for to read or to go on camera for various pilots, and then in the course of doing that, I was in for a pilot, and the creator Ryan Ling of Guy Code came in, and so I asked him, I said, "Yo, what are you working on?" He told me Guy Code, told me a little bit about it. I was like, "Oh shit, I think I'd be dope for that." And they had me come in and, they put me on camera and they asked me a bunch of questions. The goal was, don't be funny, just be honest. And it went well. That led to me writing for the show and then, ultimately performing and writing on the show. So
okay,
it was a great opportunity.
So as a comedian, what are some of the best, the best places that you enjoy? I know you say you're from New York.
Yeah.
So I mean, naturally, I guess that would, you touching the home. But like, what are some of like the best experience you've had actually in the stand-up comedy club?
In the club.
Yeah. Whether it been on stage or after the stage, just one of the best experience or memorable experiences.
Let me think. Memorable experience. There's always great rooms. I'll tell you a memorable experience. Me and my homeboy Ron, we went to Yankee Stadium, right? This is the new Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
And this is the first time I ever been there. He had tickets. He had tickets kind of not in the bleachers, but like it wasn't too close to the action. So around the seventh inning, we was like, let's try to go down there and see if we get close to the field. So we going down, and my man Ron, he's a white dude, so he could probably blend a little bit with who's down close to the field better than myself. And it was a couple like big black bouncer motherfuckers, like holding down the ticket portion, check your tickets and shit. So I'm peeping the scene. You know how you try. Yeah. You know how it is when you try to sneak into some shit. You peeping the scene. You looking at them without let them know you looking at them. You peeping in this shit. And I'm trying to make my move, and then the security guard caught me, saw me, and then approached me. I didn't even try to make the move yet, but he just approached me. And he was like, "Yo, you a comedian?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, yeah, you got that joke about the budget, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, nigga, I seen you at Cafe Lou's in the Bronx and shit like that. I was like, oh, what up? He was like, yeah, nigga, go get a seat.
Okay. So pretty much, you know, we talked about a lot of things. We just going to try to segue into the, what is your feelings about, I don't know if you heard it, Eddie Murphy, I guess, returning back to music.
Yeah, nobody waiting on Eddie to return back.
Cause I mean,
Niggas ain't waiting on. I saw that. I saw when he came on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to follow Eddie on Twitter." And then it was some shit. He had a guitar.
Yeah, I was look like he had a do rag on or something.
Yeah, nobody. And Eddie's my guy, but not for music.
Yeah, so you like just stick to the comedy.
I would love to see him return back to comedy.
Okay, on this week.
But I will say this. Niggas gotta give him the benefit of the doubt for a minute, cause you gotta grunt. Like he would have to work shit out, and I feel like on a certain level he might feel like the bar of expectation is so high. At this point, he would only be doing it for the people. He's in the books.
Yeah,
he's a certified, bona fide G. He's good. He don't need to do this shit again. If he did it, he would do it for the people. So I just hope the people give him the benefit of growth. Like let it ride and then see where he's working towards.
Okay. With last question, what we gonna do? Recently this week, Kevin Hart and LeBron James, I guess they're teaming up and they're gonna do a movie.
Yeah.
With I think they're playing brothers. I didn't really see the correlation. But okay, so if Damien Lemon was to star in a movie, who would play your brother?
Oh shit, Ryan Gosling. You know what I mean? And that's only for political reasons, cause that ain't gonna bring him out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have a brother that nigga look like me and don't got no fan base.
Okay.
I need a motherfucker that could draw. So I'm gonna have a white brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have Ryan Gosling be my brother, and then we gonna pack that shit out. All these Ryan Gosling fans gonna be like, yo, who is the black guy in this movie? And that's what my career is going.
Okay, so I mean, pretty much we got to know Damien Lemon somewhat. You can let him know you with the Laughing Bros.
I like how you talking behind the camera like them narrators in the porno movies and shit.
Like do this,
grab
right?
Your cheeks. Grab your cheeks like this, shorty. All right, go ahead.
All right, so pretty much, let them know where they can find you, what you working on. Let them know.
You can find me at DamienLemon.com. You can follow me on Twitter at DLemonComedy. Same thing on Instagram, DLemonComedy. Season 4 of Guy Code is coming. We just wrapped that up. That's coming next year. That's going to be crazy. You can still find me on Guy Court on Wednesdays at 11. What else? D-Lemon in the Morning. That's my web series that I put out over the summer with Nikki Sunshine and Simeon Goodson. This shit is hilarious. It needs more views. So motherfuckers go over there right now. Check that out. YouTube, D-Lemon Comedy. And I think that's it. Rocking with the Laughing Barrel. All right?